Hello everybody, welcome back to the GTPlanet YouTube channel and welcome to another video where we've patched in with the boss man. He's over there in Amsterdam at the moment at the GT World Series event which is currently going on, and of course there's a movie premiere going on as well. Jordan, first off, what's the vibe like over there? How is it over in Amsterdam at the moment? It'd be great if I could get it right, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so the vibe is very, very great. It's different because, I've been to a lot. I don't even know how many of these Gran Turismo events I've been to now, but never before has there been a movie premiere. It's very different. Like there's different people. There's people from Sony Pictures coming around. Of course, you've got Jan, who's now this, he went from being a GT Academy champion and it was always a star. Now he's like a legitimate star. Like he was just like
Yeah.
he's on TV shows and stuff now, like Entertainment Tonight and stuff in the US, and it's different. It's a different vibe. There's a different energy. It almost feels like a separate event. It's almost easy to forget that we have the Gran Turismo World Series happening today, but it's just there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot going on. It's a fun one.
Well, that was going to be my sort of follow-up question is, with the premiere, obviously such a massive event of this weekend, does that change the overall vibe of the fact that it is still a World Series event as well? Does it make it a bit more fun, a bit more enjoyable? What do you think the change is with having that tagged onto it?
Yeah, so we did the premiere yesterday, and then today we have manufacturers, and then tomorrow we'll have nations. And so we're sort of in the middle of that shift right now. So I've not even been to the venue yet where the actual World Series is going to go on, but there's this, everybody's talking about the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all about the competitors and everything, but right now everybody's talking about the movie because a lot of people just got to see it for the first time last
Yeah.
night when they had the screening, and so everybody is asking everybody, well, what'd you think of it? Like that's all anybody wants to know. So it's a different energy. It's exciting.
I was going to say I've unfortunately not been able to see it yet because of school holidays and having my son here for this week. But we will be doing a video separate to that as well, actually, where you'll get mine, Jordan, and Andrew's thoughts on the movie, and we'll all come and compare our thoughts once we've all seen it and had our own time to sort of process it and get all of that together. So the premiere itself then sort of kick-started the weekend. Then was it a whole day of it? Was it just an evening gig? How did it all sort of roll out?
Yeah, so it started around, I think it was around 4 or 5 o'clock, and so we went to a dinner. They had a very nice dinner for us at this fancy restaurant, with everyone in attendance. Yan was there, all the people from PDI and the media, and from there we went to the Theater Shazinski. I think that's the right pronunciation. Which is just a very famous, very classic theater here. It's sort of like the Mann's Chinese Theater that's in Los Angeles. It's sort of like the European Amsterdam version. Just a beautiful theater. It's 100 years old. A lot of history there. A lot of very famous movies have premiered there. And you walk up and you can just see the history. It's got this amazing architecture.
Yeah.
And there's the red carpet. It's got sort of this platform where you walk up, and I wasn't sure who the red carpet was for, of course, because the actors are not able to participate in any of this due to the SAG-AFTRA strike. So it's actually, the actors get enough attention in a way. So in a way, I mean, it would be cool to hang out with them, of course, and
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom and David Harbour and Archie, of course. Like it would be neat to meet them, but it's almost a good thing because you have Yan and Yamauchi-san and other people involved with the movie. They get to sort of have their moment in the sun, and they are the biggest stars here. They're not overshadowed by Orlando Bloom, who's obviously an A-list AAA actor. So everybody's interested in them, which I'm happy for. I'm happy for them, and they're not. You don't have this distraction of these A-list celebrities from Hollywood. And so yeah, I got to walk across the red carpet as well. That was fun. And you have all the photographers there, and they're taking pictures, and asking your name and stuff. And so that was a once in a lifetime experience. And then you walk into this theater, and they had music playing and hors d'oeuvres and champagne, and they had some driving rigs set up, and it was packed. Just an amazing atmosphere. I've never seen anything quite like it. And then of course you go into the theater, and they had a sort of a Q&A session. I thought we would be asking the questions, but they had a host asking the questions. But it was they actually had good questions, and they brought up other GT Academy champions. So Lucas Ordonez was up there, Jordan Tresson, and like it was very. It was very good. It was very good. There was a lot of good responses, and Yamauchi-san made some comments. He talked about Gran Turismo's first title being sim racing. That was the working title of the game. He talked about that again, which of course, if you read GTPlanet a lot, you'd already know that. But that was great. And then we watched the movie, and then everybody came out. Of course, then that's all anybody could talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you make a very good point as well with the fact that it's not the A-list celebrities and the actors that were there sort of to not take the spotlight away from people. You know, they're not doing that on purpose. That's just part of the industry. That's how it all works out. But at the same time, the people that were behind the real story, behind the true story that created the film, they're the ones that get the spotlight this time round, and that's so important to have that, because you know they deserve that moment as well, maybe separately to the movie side of things, I don't know, but it's great to see that they still get that recognition, isn't it? Because the people within the industry know that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, these are the people that actually made it happen.
Yeah,
these are the people that are the reason that this story exists and can be told. So you know, you get to stare at the actors for 2 hours. So I think they're getting enough attention. But it's great. I love it for Yan. He's such a humble, quiet guy. And you know, even now, you know, I just had a chance to speak with him, and we did an interview and stuff, and he's still the same old Yan. And he really just wants to go racing.
Yeah,
that's really what he's all about. It was never about the media or the attention for him. It's all like he just wants to race. And he's still that guy, you know, even though he's being put up on this pedestal right now, and I'm happy for him. He's very deserving of it, and you know, he's just an awesome guy.
So moving on from the premiere itself, then what happened afterwards? Was there some big swanky after party? Was it just a couple of guys getting together thinking, "Oh, we'll just go to a bar"? What was the afterwards like?
There was a little bit of that too, but there was there was a formal after party. You know, you used to come out there, and then they had, you know, little snacks and stuff, and more champagne and that sort of thing. And yeah, of course, everybody's, "What'd you think? What'd you think?" And the opinions were similar to the online reviews. They were across the board.
Yeah.
You know, you talk to one person and say, "Well, what'd you think?" You know, and they say, "I didn't like it." You know, "I didn't like it." And then you talk to other people, and they're like, "Well, it was really good, but." That was the most common one. And then you had other people who said, "I thought it was great. You know, like I loved everything about it. You know, like, yeah, could have had a few little things, but you know, overall it was good." So I think it's really fascinating, because I've never been a part of like a movie premiere like this, obviously. So to see this wide of a reaction all at once, like I've never been able to talk to this many people and said, you know, what did you think about this?
Yeah.
and so the things that some people liked, other people didn't. And it must be really hard to make a movie to satisfy everybody, because you just can't.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own opinions and things that they picked up on. People would say things, and I would say, "Oh, that was actually a really good point that you raised. I wish I had said that in my review," you know? But it didn't occur to me. And then, and they say, "Well, yeah, you mentioned this in your review, and I hadn't considered that either." So, what an interesting experiment. But I think overall, people say, "Oh, it's really good." And the other thing about it is, everybody here, obviously, is about as close as you can get to the subject matter.
Yeah.
So everything is being picked apart, every little detail, and they said, "Well, that didn't happen," you know. And everybody's obviously, all the competitors, they're zeroing in on the fact that the Hungaroring is like basically the same track. Like they drive it forwards, backwards, inside out.
Yeah.
You can see the same corner over and over again. And for people who know motorsport and know racing, it's really a hard thing for them to get past, because when they see a cool racing scene, instead of appreciating the story or the cinematography, they see the Hungaroring again, and they say, you know, what's the, like, why are they showing that again? You know, and in reality, I mean, they spent over $100 million on this movie, and they ran out of budget. And for 99% of the people who actually watch this, it's not going to make any difference at all.
No, exactly.
For the 1% that's right here, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So I think commercially, I think it will be a success. I think people will enjoy it. They'll say, "Oh yeah, you know, you should go see it." But it's been fascinating here to see the wide range of reactions across the board.
Well, that's it. I mean, I'm in a strange sort of part of apprehension about this film because I love the idea of it. I love the fact that so much money and time has gone into it. And one of the key things that you raised is that the fact that it doesn't look like the scenes were shot slow and then sped up. Like the speed of the actual shooting and the actual footage is really good. Like, so it's not the cars aren't trundling along together and they sort of carefully move them around in a way that could be sped up to look realistic. Like, they're actually flying at speed. And I'm obviously, we're all motorsport fans, we're racing fans, it's what we love. So when we see something that doesn't quite look right, we just sort of, some of us will overlook it and go, no, it's fine, it's all right, that's allowed. But I mean, I always think back to the film Rush, where as soon as I see a car on track, I was like, oh, they're at Fiorano. And I was like, no, that's the last corner at Brands Hatch. But like, you can pick apart that all you want, but at the same time, you have to appreciate that it is a movie, and it's the logistics of being able to shoot it with a real race going on in the way that they would want it for cinema. It's just not possible, and it really isn't. And I think that's one of the key things people need to overlook with that. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and we look forward to seeing them still coming in, as they will do for a long time to come now. Obviously, there's more still going on this weekend, though, as we've alluded to. What's coming up next for the weekend, then? Obviously, it's another busy day today for you guys, isn't it?
Yes, another busy day. I'll be on the run as soon as we finish up here. We'll be going over to do the Pro-Am race, which is always sort of a popular thing at these World Series events. So they pair members of the media, like me and influencers and that sort of thing, with a World Series driver. And so we'll be doing our practice and qualifying for that today, awesome. And then the race will be tomorrow. And it's always incredibly competitive. The racing standards are horrendous because you have people that are not. Some of them aren't necessarily always used to being behind the wheel or playing racing games. They're just they're from all across the media, and then you also have people. You've got like Steve Brown, who is very legitimately quick driver, and then they usually will bring in some other AM driver, may just be happen to be like a Formula One driver or something. You just don't know. You don't know who's going to show up. So you think you did good, and then you're like, oh well, I'm not sure how amateur he is, but it's a lot of fun. Everybody has fun with it. Tom and Jimmy, they just go crazy, on these races. It's a lot of fun. So that's up next, and then manufacturers race tonight. Then hopefully I'd like to get some sleep. Maybe that would be amazing tonight. Going to be an early night for me, and tomorrow we're going to be doing more stuff. We're going to go on the little boat tour of Amsterdam, and then on to Nations Cup, which is going to be a bit different this year because we have the team format. So I'm very curious to see how that works out. I think we're going to see some new dynamics from the national competitors, and that's going to be something new. That's going to be something new, and yeah, it's just gonna be busy, and then we gotta get all this content out. So yeah, maybe a few other surprises along the way, which I won't mention yet. But,
hello.
yeah, some interesting things are in the works.
Mega stuff. Well, it sounds like a fantastic weekend all the same, Jordan, and obviously thank you for taking the time to chat with me this morning while it's all still very much going on around you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thank you very much for watching, everybody. We will see you again very, very soon. Have a good day.
See you guys.